What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and one of my most popular videos I've ever made was actually on this handgun right here. It was basically just a first impressions video on it, but I got out to the range with it, I dropped some range footage with this thing, and we're going to get into that. Both of them have been cleared and safety checked, and what I like about having two of the same handgun is, you get to check it fully for function, for reliability, for differences. You get to basically see if the firearm's made consistently, and it just widens your sample size, right? So instead of having one handgun that might run flawlessly, or it might be an absolute disaster, I have multiple. Therefore, it's very easy to compare them and make sure that this firearm company is releasing consistent handguns. Because if you've ever bought Glock clones before, they can be a little inconsistent. My PSA daggers, the trigger pull, a little inconsistent. Stuff like that, so I like that. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. We have hit 300 rounds with each of target ammo, and then out of my black one, self-defense ammo, 2 boxes ran. Absolutely solid so far. Let's get into it, guys. This is the GForce Arms Rapture GF9. Sort of a long name, a little bit hard to say, but who cares? Thing looks absolutely solid. And one thing I noticed is they lubricate the crap out of this handgun. When I was shooting it, there was lubricant coming out the sides of it. I kid you not. Now, is that a bad thing? It could be, but at the same time, you never know what kind of lubricant they're using or what their protocol is for when they ship out a firearm to ensure that nothing goes wrong with it in the process. It doesn't get too, doesn't start rusting, whatever the case may be. It doesn't get exposed to a lot of moisture and so on. You can have a nice finish on a handgun, nice quality parts and so on, but you can still get rust through extreme moisture. So I understand why they lubricated the insides and outs, and it hasn't caused any issues. So far so good. If I were to lubricate it though, I would have done it a little differently, but not a big deal. Same with this one. I have not lubricated these. I've shot both 300 rounds through each. I have not lubricated them, and you can see that there is lubrication on top. Like I said though, that could be from storing purposes until they're sold and removed off the shelf. So not a big deal. But so far, this firearm has held up. It's been absolute quality. And a lot of people touch on budget firearms, if they're reliable or not, and so on. And I honestly can speak on that, and I have not had any reliability issues. We're going to break down both of them, talk about them a little bit, and so on. There is no difference. It's only the frame. And what a lot of people mentioned is Polymer 80 makes the best frame for Glocks, and they like to switch it because of the grip angle, the rail, the texturing, and so on. In my opinion, these frames, and I have a lot of subcompact P80 frames, these are the best frames. The texturing is the best. It's on point. But like I said, the downside could be no rail. I do not think the TLR6 runs on this. I'm going to have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it does not. So you will struggle with a light for this handgun. But like I said, I carry mostly during the day. When I go out at night, I already have a setup specifically made with a light on it and a holster that's light bearing. And that's my go-to. So during the day, I'll carry something like this, no problem, no issues. Now, holsters. Right here, Glock 26, 27, 28, 33 holster. Let's check it out. You heard the retention. Right? Pretty solid, right? Let's check the other one out. You do hear it wobbling. Do you hear that? And that's because of the width difference, like I was talking about, the width difference. So it wobbles a little bit, but the retention still holds. So whoever designed this made it thinner, but still able to work with Glock 26, 27, 33, and 28 holsters. So absolutely solid. Fiber optic sights, they just ran. They were on point. They were illuminated. Sights were spot on right out of the factory. I mean, my very first grouping, you can check the video of me shooting. You'll see that there was one grouping done prior to the burn down, and it was on point. And it was just at 20 feet, and everything was within like 2 inches. It was pretty solid, and I was shooting fast. This one right here, I did notice the trigger's a little different. We're going to get into that. It's not completely different, and a lot of times with Glocks and connectors and stuff like that, they can be a little bit different. See, the one on the right has just a little less travel. See that? But a very crisp, clean break. And the trigger shoe is like the perfect shape. Someone mentioned that it looks like an Overwatch precision trigger. And that's a carry option for a lot of people because they do like the feel of it. So a lot of people do like that aftermarket trigger, and GForce once again thought everything through and put that on here. So other than that one trigger being a little different, just a little bit longer, I've had that with Glocks, I've had that with Gen 3s, it happens. My daggers have different trigger pulls. It's not completely noticeable, but when I did shoot them side by side, you did feel that this one always came second to going off when I just tried pulling fully through that trigger. But not a big deal. Chances are you're going to pick one for carry. It's not like I'm going to say, okay, this is Tuesday, I'm carrying this. Wednesday, I'm carrying this. Thursday, I'm carrying this. No. Honestly, I'm going to be going with the black one. I just like black for everyday carry. I love FDE, but I do like black for everyday carry. Black and silver, stuff like that, but absolutely solid. Next thing I want to touch on. I ran these with a Glock 26 upper, okay? Give me 1 second, and I will take care of that for you. Now, a lot of people were wondering how it functioned. So, with the mix-matched uppers, what I did was ran just a 50 box between two different setups. And I'm going to show you these two different setups here in a second, okay? And I just wanted to see if it ran. Okay, ready? Sorry. That's a Glock 26 with a GForce Arms upper. Now let's do vice versa, okay? And now here is a GForce Arms with a Glock 26 upper. Check out how sick this is. I mean, this looks sick. That's a sick setup right there. That is just carry central right there. That's sick. That's awesome. And then here's just a Glock 26. Crazy. But like I said, when you go look at those frames, look how much thinner the GForce Arms frame is. Same size upper, but where you see this line, it gets thinner. So the part that is hard to conceal or print is thinner. But look at that. That looks sick. Glock 26 version looks sick. And does it run? Of course it does. Actually like butter. Straight butter. I mean straight butter. Ready? Clear. Straight butter. I kid you not. It actually, with the flip-flop slides, they honestly run better, it seems like. I don't know. Smoother. Not better, because they both function, but smoother a little bit. But I think that looks sick. I mean, that looks crazy. The Glock GForce collaboration, that looks sick. That looks really, really cool. And so does this right here. That looks crazy. I might have to start carrying like this. This thing is crazy. But anyways, sorry guys, I just get excited and distracted and have ADD and all that crap. But solid handgun. $330, solid handgun. Like I said, holster options right now are Crossbreed and Kinetitech, I believe it is. I got the Crossbreed option. Crossbreed makes decent holsters. I've had them in the past and so on. So I went with them to get an actual fully compatible, holster. Let's see. See, that works solid because it's got the wider frame. But I'm assuming once we take this upper with that lower, a little bit of wiggle, but not as much. Most of the wiggle comes from using the full GForce. Yep, that's the only time. But the retention is still there. So it's not a big deal. I could still carry that way. I'm not worried about it. As long as the retention's there, it's good to go. But look at what you have in front of you. It's sort of cool, actually. I don't know. I just like, look at that. Glock 26 with a GForce Arms upper. GForce Arms lower, Glock 26 upper, and a solid GForce. Look at this. Absolutely awesome. So far, so good. Zero complaints. We'll be doing more range videos, hopefully at an outdoor range in the sun at some point here soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.